Hello, everyone, and welcome to another Millennial movie review. This is not the first time we've done this. It's not even the third time we've done this. This has had many false starts because it's late at night and we've just gotten back from a press
And we've
screening.
just started doing these versions of MMT, so it's the new era.
It's a bit bumpy.
It's a bumpy ride, but it's
we went to a preview screening.
We did. We went to Jurassic World, Dominion. Don't know why it's called that. We've seen the film. They don't explain it. They just say it.
They say
They
the
say it
word
once.
Dominion.
This is
They do.
the final chapter of the new Jurassic World trilogy, starting with Jurassic World, and then Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. Now we've got Jurassic World Dominion. Gentlemen, if you've been following along with the trilogy so far, you know it's been a bumpy ride.
It has been a very bumpy ride.
Jurassic World was Jurassic Fallen Kingdom was and Dominion, in my opinion, is it's okay. So we're getting there.
I can definitely agree, and I do reckon it is the best one out of the three. I don't really remember the first one a hell of a lot because I haven't seen it since probably I saw it in the movies back in the day. I remember quite enjoying it, but probably going back and watching it now, those sort of first time viewing goggles back in the day when I hadn't seen a lot of movies a lot, will probably worn off, and I probably have a bit of a different picture of it in my head. But I can definitely agree, Fallen Kingdom is not good at all. So I can at least positively say that this is leagues ahead of Fallen Kingdom, which came as a bit of a surprise. Walking in, I didn't have high expectations, but I can say that this exceeded the little ones I did have. I was leaning more to this being on the Fallen Kingdom side, and they surprised me when it wasn't.
Yeah, this one, that's just it's not great, even though it is the best out of the three.
Yeah,
don't take me praising it as me saying it's an amazing movie. No. It has definitely got flaws.
Yeah, but it's long.
Okay, that's the biggest thing with this one. It's too long. There's about 25 minutes you can cut out of.
You can cut. Yeah, we did. After I was probably the one that felt the length of this the least because I didn't sit there. I wasn't sitting there thinking this was long. I can definitely agree that after when we were talking on the way out, there is a good half an hour. The half you can keep this at 2 hours. There's an entire section that you could crop out, and
I just realized that it's the exact same problem as Last Jedi, where there's just an entire sequence in an entire setting that you could just remove from the movie and it would only help it.
This, and it hit me halfway through watching this movie, the difference between this and then something like the original Jurassic Park, our protagonists in the original Jurassic Park, they're all people of science. They are scientists. They are very smart people. They are not action heroes. They are just smart people who get stuck in a shitty situation with dinosaurs.
Yep.
And in the new one, let's look at our main two protagonists being Bryce Dallas Howard as don't know her name, and Chris Pratt as I only remember Owen. His name's Owen Grady.
Yeah, Owen. Yeah.
She is the ex-runner of she was the park manager. And he is
Jurassic
just
World,
what would you call him? He's an animal handler.
He was the raptor handler.
The raptor handler.
He's the raptor ranger.
So compared to the original one where we've got people of science and like this is their life, they love dinosaurs, this is their work. We've got paleontologists. Now we just got people who are not really into dinos. They're just doing this because it's a job.
Yeah.
That's why I think these suffer.
I can definitely see your point of like these ones definitely feel way more leaning into like in the original you're not going to see Sam Neill riding on a motorbike being chased by dinosaurs.
The original Jurassic Park is not an action film.
Yeah, it's not. It's very tense. It's almost a thriller.
Yeah,
like
with dinosaurs.
It's a sci-fi movie. And these have there's parts of this latest one, Dominion, which we are reviewing, I was 100% feeling like, oh, I feel like they're mixing up genres too much here. I feels like it's trying to be like a James Bond action film, and then you get another sequence where it's trying to do the like classic Jurassic Park, but then another sequence where it's trying to go back to big, crazy, like Godzilla versus Kong type stuff, like crazy bonkers sci-fi action. And I wasn't really sure if it knew where it wanted to go. It kind of wanted to make political statements, but then it also kind of didn't at all like lean into those in any way, shape, and form. It had some severe plot jump arounds. From the second this movie started, I knew if I was going to like it or not. And then when it got 2 minutes in and decided this is the start of the movie, I was like, oh no, it's not the start of the movie that I was hoping they were going to do. And
this the first 5 minutes of this is just an exposition dump. It's purely here because I know people aren't going back to watch the first two before going to see this.
Yep.
So it's kind of what you've missed and where we are.
And it's not great.
It's not good.
No.
I was really I thought this movie was going to be worse than Fallen Kingdom after that first 5 minutes. But,
yeah, my expectations dropped immensely.
But thank God they've learned their lesson from the other two movies, and every single moment in this film where they could have used a practical animatronic dinosaur, they did.
They did. Yes.
That's my biggest props
immensely
of this film was the amount of practical dino effects were in it. I'd say there was more practical than CGI.
Oh, I don't know about that. I think there's definitely an extended sequence where they are basically almost entirely practical, which is that part feels, and again, very genre bending as well. For me, it felt very Star Wars. It felt very much like a type of like Jabba's palace or the cantina type scene where you're getting all these different interesting things that you don't normally see. But yeah, that was definitely one of the strongest parts of that sequence without spoilers.
Yeah.
And yeah, the practical effects just work so well. It's so nice to see. Like, when we're getting so much CG stuff.
In an era that's dominated with CG, it's very nice to get a movie with good practical effects.
Just watching back on this trailer as well, it's like half these things that's not in the movie. Not to spoil things for people, but like I mean, hey, these guys were I think the strongest part.
I love, and you know what? People were worried that they're kind of not in it as much. I was talking
just shunted to the side or like used to get popularity for the movie.
That was the case with the second one, wasn't it? With
Jeff Goldblum was in the trailers, and he was in it for the first 30 seconds and the last 45 seconds.
Yeah, that's rough. You can't do your fans dirty like that.
No. Yeah. So thankfully they learned their lesson with the practical effects and their legacy character use, and they used them well in this film. I was talking to one of my mates that came along with us tonight. I was like, what do you reckon, over and under? Are they going to be in it more than Andrew and Toby were in No Way Home, or less? And he said, they'll be in it probably less. And it turns out they were in it way more.
Yeah,
they straight up have parallel plots. They have their own plot, and they've got their own storyline going in this film. And it surprisingly took up more of the film, thankfully, than I was expecting, because it was good seeing them back. I thought they were, I thought it was the best part of the film.
Yeah, and they all those three, those three have they have the chemistry as well, which would have been really sad to see, like small moments of this chemistry, and then they're sort of like sweeping it under the rug to give us more Chris Pratt.
I think this film had great sequences throughout, but
there
were definitely a lot of sequences. I'll give you that.
It's a long movie. But I think there's an extended sequence that we see in the trailer with Bryce Dallas Howard underwater. That was probably the highlight of the film. But
that's definitely like the coolest like single moment.
Yeah, there's a lot of really
the most
cool,
like competent moment.
There's a lot of really cool moments in the film, but overall the story is just it's generic. It's way too long.
Yeah, without spoiling, without the spoiler, there is something that I thought we're going to get a hell of a lot more in this movie, based upon the ending to Fallen Kingdom, which we really didn't get, and it was sort of disappointing. Like, yeah, it was just sort of disappointing. There's bits and pieces where they probably could have chopped and changed bits and cut out, like we said earlier, cut out an entire sort of half an hour, and it would have still made the same amount of sense.
Yeah.
It's,
Very much so.
I would say I enjoyed it. I would at that. Like, it is way too long. Like I said, trim it by 20 minutes and we're all right. Definitely moments though watching this, I go, wow, if Spielberg had a hold of this could really be something.
Oh yeah, there's definitely like flashes of great, like greatness and like decent material and writing and directing and stuff, which sort of begs the question, like, if we had gotten this as the second movie, how good of a third one could have we gotten?
Exactly.
Like, if they instead of taking the dip with the second one, continue to build up and improve from the first one.
Yeah. Like, to sum it up, I would give it a 3 out of 5. I think it was fine. I probably would watch it again. Not anytime soon.
I feel like it's a pretty easy watch for the general audience who want to go and see the big crazy Jurassic Park, Jurassic World dinosaur stuff.
And
Exactly.
and the sequence you implied with the Godzilla versus Kong sort of thing, right? Towards the end of the movie, that was a bit of like, you know what? I'll take it. I'm happy
dinosaurs
I'm happy
cool.
with this.
I mean,
Like,
I mean, this is the end of their entire franchise.
Yeah.
Like they've
oh
earned
yeah,
that.
this is the end of the Jurassic. There's gonna bullshit.
Yeah, these things don't make any money, do they?
No.
I thought it was just a passion project.
The last two haven't made over 3 billion together, so you know.
Yeah, but
God.
yeah, it's. I think I'm on the same page with Alex with the 3. I think it was quite enjoyable. Is the one I'll most likely go back and rewatch out of all of them.
It's just the legacy characters, but it definitely feels very. I thought like it was very detached from the other two. My opinion, like, especially with the recap at the beginning. This is just.
I feel like they really did sort of leave them as the. It kind of felt like once we got the legacy characters into the movie, they felt very like, the subplot.
It's
almost.
Kind of definitely like one of the only concluding chapters to a trilogy you could just put on and watch by itself.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Which I basically did because I didn't watch the second one.
Thank God. You just
you did not need to.
I didn't need it at all because they recapped it for me.
There's a couple of cheap retcons. The writing's not great. The dialogue's not great, but you know, the legacy characters are cool. It's great seeing them back. They're in it for way more than you'd think. The practical dino effects are super. They look great, and there's some really cool sequences. It's just too long.
Yeah.
That's the biggest thing.
I think
nearly 2.5 hours long.
The length and the other small issues I had with the film is what's like bringing me down to a 2.5 on it.
Yeah, it is just if you look at it, it's got a generic action plot. It's just a generic sci-fi action. Yeah,
you can cut and paste elements of this story onto any action movie, and it works no matter what. It doesn't have to have dinosaurs in it.
But overall, I'd say I enjoyed it.
You will enjoy more than
if you can sit down for that time, it will be enjoyable. You'll notice the bits and pieces that can probably be chopped, but it's still enjoyable. So I reckon if you can sit through the 2.5 hours, I'd recommend it.
And hey, if you're a kid who likes dinosaurs, or if you've got a kid in your life who likes dinosaurs, they're gonna love this movie. They're gonna have the same effect that us, like any generation growing up with Jurassic Park back in the day, where they were like, "Wow, this movie's so dark and crazy, like people die." Like they're gonna get parts of this movie where they're like, "Oh my god, that big dinosaur's scary," and we love that for the kids.
It's a bit of fun.
It's a bit of fun.
It is.
Big scary dinosaurs.
It's a 3 out of 5 from me. Yeah.
2.5 from me.
3 from me.
3 from Michael.
Yeah.
So that's a 2.75 to a 3 average.
Yeah.
Out of a
Across
bunch
the board.
of us.
Yeah.
Across the board. Definitely check it out if you like the other two. But if you didn't like the first two, not for you. But go if you want to watch dinosaurs in a big action movie, go watch the original Jurassic Park. It's fantastic. It still holds up.
Yeah, that's definitely our top recommendation in this review.
Go watch the original Jurassic Park.
Go watch the original Jurassic Park.
And while you're there, watch The Lost World. It is a great sequel to Jurassic Park.
And hey, you know what? While you're here, you should subscribe to Millennial Movie Talk here on YouTube. Millennial Movie Talk. We do a weekly show where we talk about movies and TV shows and streaming and podcasts and stuff. So follow us on your podcast service of choice or subscribe here on YouTube. Let us know your thoughts on Jurassic World Dominion, or if you're expecting it to be a pile of crap like the second one, or pretty good like the first one. So let us know. Sound off. Hit that like button. Oh, I haven't said that in a while. Yeah. And if you want more of this, and if you want to improve our show so that we don't have to try and record something 5 times in a row, you can support us on patreon.com/MillennialMovieTalk. That's what helps make this show happen. And I think with saying that,
I'm Alex.
I'm Brayden.
And I'm Michael.
And we're out here.